Welcome, viewers. This is my fourth lesson. As you already know, each and every lesson in my course has a central theme. I make an effort to select a theme that is widely popular so that everybody can resonate with the theme. I do this because I feel this will help viewers not only to learn new words but also to retain them. This will give the viewers a context from which they can easily pick up words and they can easily remember words. Now, cricket is arguably the most beloved sport in the country. The theme for this video is cricket. Let's move on. I'll introduce words relating to cricketing personalities and I'll explain the meaning of those words. Now, let's move forward. In this first picture, we have the former captain of the Indian national cricket team, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Now, Dhoni is standing with the World Cup. Now, India last won the World Cup in 1983 under the leadership of Mr. Kapil Dev, the legendary Kapil Dev. After that, Dhoni again won the World Cup for India in 2007 when he won the T20 World Cup. Now, after so many years, after such a long time, Dhoni realized the dream of the entire country when he won the World Cup. After this, when he came back with the trophy, every media outlet in the country showered MS Dhoni with praise. Now, how do we describe this? We can say that Mahendra Singh Dhoni, rightfully so, received a lot of adulation and acclaim from the Indian media. Adulation and acclaim mean excessive admiration or praise. Let's move on. In this picture, we have the man known as the Rawalpindi Express, Mr. Shoaib Akhtar. Shoaib Akhtar was a Pakistani fast bowler. He is known for being one of the fastest bowlers, along with Brett Lee perhaps, to ever play the game of cricket. Now, when Shoaib Akhtar used to take his signature run up and then he used to bowl those searing 150 kilometers per hour deliveries, the batsmen used to tremble with fear. Not all, but many batsmen. Many batsmen around the world were perhaps nervous when Shoaib Akhtar was approaching the crease to deliver his super fast deliveries. Now, how do we describe the feeling that the batsmen might get when they see Shoaib Akhtar running towards the crease? We can say that batsmen felt trepidation or apprehension when Shoaib Akhtar used to run at them. Now, trepidation and apprehension mean a feeling of fear and anxiety. Let's move on. In this picture, we have Ajantha Mendis. Now, who was Ajantha Mendis? Ajantha Mendis was a spin bowler. He was a mystery spinner from Sri Lanka. In fact, Indian viewers will know that in one particular test tour of Sri Lanka, Ajantha Mendis took a lot of wickets. He absolutely bamboozled the Indian batsmen. Now, Ajantha Mendis can be described as an enigmatic bowler, a perplexing bowler, or a bewildering bowler. Why? Because Ajantha Mendis did not bowl the traditional off spinner or the leg spinner. He used to bowl carom balls. Now, those were mysterious deliveries, and initially it was very difficult for batsmen to understand how the ball is going to act, how the ball is going to spin, how the ball is going to change pace. This made it very difficult for batsmen to play Ajantha Mendis, to understand his pattern of deliveries. So, We can say that Ajanta Mendis was an enigmatic or perplexing or bewildering bowler. This means difficult to understand or mysterious. Now, in this picture, we have a cricketer named Glenn Maxwell. He's an Australian cricketer and he is affectionately called the Big Show by his fans and the Australian media. Now, Glenn Maxwell is an aggressive batsman. He's a batsman who likes to take on bowlers. From ball one, he'll hit you for a six. He'll often hit you for fours all around the ground. Somewhere through, sometimes through long on, sometimes through deep mid wicket. He doesn't care. He's a very aggressive batsman. Now, I remember one particular day, Glenn Maxwell came to the crease and Glenn Maxwell was defending. Glenn Maxwell, who usually has a strike rate of more than 100, suddenly had a strike rate of 50. Glenn Maxwell was very defensive. He was carefully defending every ball. So the commentator said that today we are seeing an unusually circumspect Glenn Maxwell. That is how I first learned this word, and I want to bring up that experience because I want you to learn and retain the word from the same context. Now, circumspect means someone who is watchful and cautious. As I said, Glenn Maxwell is usually a very aggressive batsman. So when he was defending, it was unusual. That is why the commentator used this phrase, unusually circumspect Glenn Maxwell. Now we have the little master himself, the living legend, Mr. Sachin Tendulkar. We can see in this picture, Tendulkar is playing one of his signature shots, one of his shots for which he was famous throughout the world, that is the masterful cover drive. Now, Sachin Tendulkar used to play the cover drive with such panache and elan. What does this mean? What this means is that Sachin Tendulkar had a flamboyance, had a unique style with which he used to play this shot. That is called panache or elan. Now we have Shane Warne, who is the second highest. He's an Australian leg spinner and the second highest wicket taker ever in the history of cricket. Now, Shane Warne can be called a virtuoso in the art of spin bowling. Now, what does a virtuoso mean? A virtuoso is someone who is an expert in a field. And by expert, I mean someone who is absolutely masterful in their own craft. Now, we can say that Mozart was a virtuoso in music. We can say M.F. Hussain was a virtuoso in painting. As you can understand, virtuoso is an expert. Virtuoso is a masterful person in a particular craft. Shane Warne was a virtuoso in the art of leg spin bowling. Now, this is a very sad picture. This absolutely fills me with sadness. Stephen Smith, the captain, the former captain, I should say, former captain of the Australian national cricket team. In the recent series between South Africa and Australia, Cameron Bancroft, the Australian rookie batsman, was caught on camera tampering the ball. He was rubbing the ball with sandpaper to extract more reverse swing. Now, later in the press conference, Stephen Smith admitted that this was a failure of his leadership and he knew beforehand what was going on. Because of this, the entire cricketing world was shaken. The entire country, Australia, was shaken. It is often said that the most important position in Australia is the position of the Prime Minister, and the second most important position is the position of the cricketing captain. Stephen Smith follows Mr. Steve Waugh, who won the World Cup, Mr. Ricky Ponting, who won a couple of World Cups, and Michael Clark, who has again won a World Cup. He is a follower in a long line of very successful and respected captains. So, after Steven Smith was suspended for 1 year and his captaincy was taken away, Steven Smith delivered a heartbreaking press conference in which he broke down into tears, and this was the picture of him crying in front of the media. Now, Steven Smith was severely criticized, and rightly so, by the Australian media, in fact by the world media. What word do we use to describe such sharp, acerbic criticism? We use the word censure, censure. Censure means severe criticism. That was all. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, share if you like the content, and if you dislike the content, tell me, give me your feedback. I'll definitely improve on it.